Want to know the latest and hottest music hitting the airwaves? Don't be left out. Listen to the Golden State Media Concepts Music Podcast. It keeps you on the loop with everything you need to know from pop, rock, hip-hop, and the top 40. And we'll throw in news of your favorite artists, concert and tour dates, and so much more. Listen no further, because this is the gold standard in music podcast.
Thank you for listening to the GSMC Music Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I'm your host, Gaelika Brown, the music lover constantly seeking positive music. Now let's get into some music news. Rising rapper Pop Smoke was fatally shot during a home invasion in Los Angeles early on Wednesday, February 19th. A spokesperson for the Los Angeles Police Department confirmed to Rolling Stone he was 20 years old. Initially reported by TMZ, Pop Smoke, born Bashar Baraka Jackson, was at the home around 4:30 a.m. when two men wearing masks and hoodies broke in. Multiple shots were reportedly fired and hit Jackson. TMZ also reported that the home belonged to Edwin Arroyave, not sure how you pronounce that, Arroyave, husband of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Teddy Mellencamp. That's why I don't know how to pronounce that name, because I don't watch that Real Housewives. I just do Atlanta. Sometimes New York. Used to do Orange County. Grew out of it. At the time this story was published, the two men have not been reportedly identified or captured. Jackson was born in Brooklyn in 1999. After releasing the 2019 viral hit Welcome to the Party, he dropped Meet the Woo in July 2019 and had gotten co-signs from the hip-hop community, including Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. He also appeared on Gaddy, a track from Travis Scott's 2019 hit LP Jack Boys. Jackson's latest mixtape, Meet the Woo 2, released last week and debuted in the top 10 on Billboard Top 200 chart. The mixtape gained critical acclaim and birth-streamed worthy singles including War, featuring Lil TJ, Shake the Room, featuring Quavo, and Christopher Walken. I literally just heard his name mentioned like a day before his passing. I'd never heard of him. I remember seeing an interview on the Angie Martinez show, and Angie was asking if she had listened to Pop Smoke. So that was the first time I'd ever heard of him. And then like the next day I get this news. So he died before I even had a chance to check out his music, but his songs made the top 10 as reported. Well, his album did, but he also has songs in the top 10, which we'll go over later on in segment 2. So I checked those songs out, and he had a very distinct, rough, like DMX, Howlin' Wolf type tone. And I love voices like that. I love that tone. The two songs that I heard that are on the top 10, they jammed. So I'll definitely have to check out his music. It's just really sad that I'm checking it out after death. Unfortunately, we're going to keep on this trend of death. This next story, detectives believe they found the body of a man who went missing during a Florida music festival over the weekend, authorities said. A body suspected to be Matt Eastwood, 34-year-old, was spotted Wednesday morning floating in a lake near Sunset Cove Amphitheater in West Boca Raton, the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office posted on social media. Eastwood had last been seen Sunday night at the Forbidden Kingdom Music Festival, which features bass and dubstep music. The body was taken to the county medical examiner's office to confirm his identity and determine a cause of death. Investigators said they didn't suspect foul play. Earlier, organizers of the event put out a call via social media to find Eastwood. 6 candidates took to the stage on Wednesday night, February 19th, for the Las Vegas Democratic debate, including former New York City Mayor Mike Bloomberg for the first time. A number of celebrities have taken to Twitter to express their thoughts on the heated debate, sharing opinions on a number of topics, including healthcare and Elizabeth Warren's scathing tirade on Bloomberg's policies and past rhetoric. The likes of John Legend, Bette Midler, and Sarah Silverman weighed in. I'd suggest going on social media if you want to see what they actually had to say. It was a lot of tweets. I'm not reading them all. It was a busy night for Justin Bieber on the second episode of his Late Show takeover stretch on Wednesday, February 19th. After helping host James Corden get to work with some carpool karaoke on Tuesday, JB got his hands dirty with two bits that tested his mind and body. In the first, Bieber slipped into his shiniest shorts. He slipped into his shiniest short shorts and flattest basketball jersey for a bit of toddlerography, in which kindergartner and grade school instructors put him through some of the bounciest dance moves you've ever seen. Justin, of course, pulled the spins, sprints, and fancy arm swings set to the breakthrough hit Baby off like a boss. Corden, on the other hand, was way winded. He was back shortly after that to spread some joy and raise money for the LA Food Bank by teaming with Corden to launch a yummy food truck. It looks like the Dixie Chicks really are gearing up to release their first new album since 2006, and just in time for an election year. The country's trio's Natalie Maines posted a series of teaser pics over the weekend from what appears to be the video shoot for a song entitled Gaslighter. The pics of the Chicks' Instagram show Maines along with bandmates Marty McGuire and Emily Strayer drinking wine through a straw along with the hashtags Gaslighter and hashtag DCX2020. Suggesting that the new album is coming this year. Maines shared the same images as well with the additional tags hashtag very soon and hashtag music video. The National have contributed a cover of Ian X's Never Tear Us Apart to an upcoming all-star benefit album for Australian brushfire relief entitled Songs for Australia. The compilation, organized by Australian singer-songwriter Julia Stone of duo Angus and Julia Stone, is due out digitally on March 5th and on CD, vinyl in June. Also appearing on the album, in which artists cover well-known Australian tunes, are Kurt Vile, covering Nick Cave's Stranger Than Kindness, Stone Midnight Oil's Beds Are Burning, Damien Rice's Sia's Chandelier, Martha Wainwright's Cave's Ship Song, Dope Lehman, The Go Between Streets of Your Town, and Dermot Kennedy, Matt Corby's Resolution. I'm so happy to announce a project I've been working on over the last few weeks, wrote Stone on Instagram. The video song I posted earlier of Beds Are Burning got me started. Inspired, I reached out to artists I had a connection with. I thought we could do more with more of us. I asked if they would cover an Australian song for an album that would raise money for the bushfire crisis. The response was immediate and immense. Country singer Darius Rucker couldn't quite believe when he was surprised this week that the news that his song Wagon Wheel was certified 8 times platinum. Get it, boy? Making it one of the top 5 most popular country singles ever. On Wednesday, Rucker stopped by the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum to see his items in an exhibit. But his label, Universal Music Group Nashville, surprised him with a plaque featuring 8 platinum-colored records. After repeating the word wow over and over, Rucker muttered to himself, "That can't be true," as he inspected the plaque in his hands. According to the Recording Industry Association of America, Wagon Wheel now joins other multi-platinum hits among country music's biggest songs in RIAA's 60-year history, including Taylor Swift's Love Story, Lady Antebellum's Need You Now, Florida Georgia Line's Cruise, and Lil Nas X Old Town Road. It's amazing to me because I came here to make country music and I didn't expect success. I didn't expect to be on the radio, said Rucker, who had already had a highly successful rock career with, what was that group? What was it? You know, Hootie and the Blowfish, who I just always thought Darius's name was Hootie. Thought he was Hootie, the band was the Blowfish. So, Breland is not yet a household name, but He and his recently assembled Atlantic Records team are confident that will change quickly. Earlier this month, My Truck, the singer-rapper's country trap ode to the titular vehicle, reached number 1 on Spotify's Viral 50 chart. His Spotify profile has more than 1.2 million monthly listeners off one song with My Truck, garnering more than 15 million streams across all digital platforms worldwide. Lil Nas X clearly showed that there's a demand for this sound, Atlantic VP and A&R Ian Hunter says. But almost immediately after Old Town Road, Lil Nas X put out a rap record. I don't believe that Breland is like him at all. This isn't a gimmick. I asked him right off the bat, is this what you're doing, or do you think you're going to switch to some other genre? And he was like, no. This is what I love. I'm influenced by country music, R&B, and hip hop. And this is the lane I want to be in. You can read the full article in Rolling Stones. So we'll take a break and return with tour news and Say What Song lyrics.
Always on the go, but the day just won't be one without your Hollywood fix. Let Golden State Media Concepts Entertainment Podcast take care of that. An all-inclusive look of pop culture.
Welcome back to the GSMC Music Podcast. I'm your host, Gaelika Brown. On to tours and festival news. Americana legend John Prine won't be making the trip to Australia this April as he recuperates from a hip injury. The 73-year-old musician has been told to put his feet up and take a break from touring. His scheduled performances at Bluefest on Australia's East Coast this April has been scrapped. Organizers confirmed Thursday. Prine's website lists a run of North America and Europe dates booked through November starting April 26th. In North Carolina. A message from his family says that the artist will be looking forward to being back on the road for this date and others. Prine missed several shows in 2019 to undergo heart stent surgery. The Angel from Montgomery singer added the Grammy's Lifetime Achievement Award to his collection last month, and he'll receive the Icon honor at the upcoming 2020 American Association of Independent Music Libria Awards this June in New York. Tour promoters Chug Entertainment said John was resting and doctors were confident he would recover. They said a concert planned for Tuesday in Auckland would be delayed until Wednesday on the advice of doctors. Flume, The Strokes, and Tyler, the Creator will headline the 20th edition of Splendor in the Grass, Australia's much-loved Midwinter Festival. Also joining this year's Splendor lineup is Ya Ya Ya's, Midnight Oil, Glass Animals, Denzel Curry, Duke Dumont Live, Violent Soho, Mura Masa, King Cruel, and many more. Launched in 2001, the festival is always one of the hottest tickets in Australia's festival calendars, the brainchild of Secret Sound's CEOs Paul Picato and Jessica Ducrot. Splendor is a rare midwinter camping event held in one of the country's most sought-after holiday spots, Byron Bay. And the international performers are typically in cycle. It's not uncommon for the performers to test out new songs, and tickets typically sell out. Now on to the top 10 songs played in the United States according to Apple Music. Surprise! It's still Roddy Ricch The Box at number 1. A Boogie with a Hoodie's Numbers is number 2 again. Number 3, The Weekend Hours. That's a new song I ain't heard yet. Number 4, The Late Pop Smoke, Dior. Number 5, Future, Life is Good. Number 6, Pop Smoke Again with Shake the Room featuring Quavo. Number 7, Justin Bieber, Intentions featuring Quavo. Number 8, Roddy Ricch, High Fashion featuring Mustard. Number 9, The Weeknd Again with Blinding Lights. And number 10, A Boogie with a Hoodie, Me and My Guitar. So, no DaBaby. DaBaby didn't make it this time. Bet he'll slide back. He'll be back next week. Now let's compare that to the top 10 songs played globally according to Apple Music. Roddy Ricch, The Box sits at number 1 again, Number 2, The Weeknd, Blinding Lights. Number 3, Justin Bieber, Intentions. Number 4, The Weeknd, After Hours. Number 5, Numbers, featuring Roddy Ricch, Gunna, London on the track. Number 6, Future, Life is Good, featuring Drake. Number 7, Pop Smoke, Dior. Number 8, Pop Smoke Again with Shake the Room. Number 9, Justin Bieber, Yummy. Number 10, Billie Eilish, No Time to Die. I need to check that song out. I totally forgot it was out. I've been curious about that. That's the James Bond soundtrack song, so I'ma have to press play on that. What have I been jamming? Brent Faiyaz, F the World. That's the album, but I'm not saying F the World. That's what he named his album. Man, that album is fire. He makes the type of R&B that I fell in love with, but with a present vibe. The production is so sick. You can jam the instrumentals alone, but when you add Brent's voice and lyrical swag, it turns the tracks into gold. For me, the project doesn't start until the title track, F the World, Summer in London. Other standouts, Let Me Know and Rehab, Winter in Paris. He surprised me on talking about domestic abuse and bluffing. Overall, solid project. I don't know much about him other than his 2017 Saunders Son, which was fire too. Either my sister or my cousin put me onto that one. So when I saw that he had a new album, I was like, oh yeah, young dude is dope. Let me check him out. It kind of took me a while because that album, I believe I reported, came out a couple weeks ago. So I was like listening to other stuff before it, but now I kind of regret that because now the stuff that I was listening to it before, like I won't even play again. But this, I'm gonna have on repeat. This and D-Smoke is gonna be on repeat for a while for me. Christian hip hop albums, I had a chance to check out some stuff. But the one that stood out the most for me is Dylan Chase, Try Again. Now, I've been following Dylan for a while now. I even had the privilege to interview him for my Testimony Musician Story podcast. And he is always consistent with his projects. He never disappoints. And he didn't this time around either. It's a moody project, kind of emo vibes. It starts with Weak, which sets the tone for the vibe of the whole album. Resurrection in Reverse is an amazing song, and he really flexes on his ability to just ride the beat. In Scars, he talks about fans who have shared their cutting scars and just emotional scars with him. Not Home Yet features one of my favorite soul singers, Sean C. Johnson. I've interviewed him as well. It's an overall good project, and it's short. I guess that's an EP then. Now, if you recall, we used to do the Say What song lyrics. We took a little break from it, but now it's back. And this episode will feature the 2005 song Cupid's Chokehold by Gym Class Heroes. Now, without paying too much mind to the lyrics, it sounds like a catchy love song, but let's examine the lyrics and see if that is true. Take a look at my girlfriend. She's the only one I got. Ba-da-da-da. Not much of a girlfriend. Never seem to get a lot. Ba-da-da-da. Now, that seems a bit harsh. Not much of a girlfriend, and you're not much of a romantic, obviously. I never seem to get a lot. That line is about to not make sense because here we're about to watch him go through a couple girlfriends. Well, at least it looks like he talks to his parents about at least 2 of them. So it's been some time since we last spoke is the next lyric. This is going to sound like a bad joke. But mama, I fell in love again. Okay, so he says again. So obviously he's had a girlfriend before. And it sounds like he has girlfriends all the time and he's just always falling in love. Just quick to fall in love. One of them types. It's safe to say I have a new girlfriend. So what the hell are you talking about? Never seem to get a lot. Lies. So it's safe to say I have a new girlfriend. And I know it sounds so old, see, because you say it all the time. Mama's like, really? A new one? Okay. But Cupid got me in a chokehold. And I'm afraid I might give in. Towels on the mat, my white flag is waving. Ba-da-da-da. I mean, she never even cooks me pancakes. Oh, no. I mean, she even cooks me pancakes because that's a winner right there. That's a tell-all. She cooks pancakes And Alka-Seltzer when my tummy aches. That is a cute line though. I mean, she even cooks me pancakes and Alka-Seltzer when my tummy aches. If that ain't love, then I don't know what love is. We even got a secret handshake, and she loves the music that my band makes. It's hella cute. It's a cute-ass song. I know I'm young, but if I had to choose her or the sun, I'd be one nocturnal son of a gun. Ba-da-da-da. Alright, so that whole section sounded hopefully sweet and naive. Now let's get back to it. Take a look at my girlfriend. She's the only one I got. Ba-da-da-da. Not much of her girlfriend. I never seem to get a lot. Here goes those lies again. Ba-da-da-da. Take a look at my girlfriend. She's the only one I got. Ba-da-da-da. Not much of girlfriend. Repeating lies again. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Okay. It's been a while since we talked last, and I'm trying hard not to talk fast. But Dad, I'm finally thinking I may have found the one. Okay. So now he's speaking about woman number 2. He said he never seems to get a lot, but so far that's number 2, and the song ain't even over yet. I mean, that's number 2 just in this song. We discussed earlier, like, clearly he's had other girlfriends. So type of girl that will make you way proud of your son. And I know you heard the last song about the girls that didn't last long. Again, about the girls, plural. So, but it's Cupid's chokehold. So, like we said, dude's always falling in love. Cupid is always striking him. But I promise this is on a whole new plane. I can tell by the way she says my name. Ba-da-da-da. I love it when she calls my phone. She even got her own ringtone. If that ain't love, then I don't know what love is. Ba-da-da-da. It's going to be a long drive home, but I know as soon as I arrive home and I open the door, take off my coat and throw my bag on the floor, she'll be back into my arms once more for sure, like la 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 la. Take a look at my girlfriend. She's the only one I got. Not much of a girlfriend. Repeats that again. I never seem to get a lot. She's got a smile that would make the most senile, annoying old man bite his tongue. She's got eyes comparable to sunrise, and it doesn't stop there. She's got porcelain skin. Of course, she's a 10. And now she's even got her own song, but moving on. She's got the cutest laugh I've ever heard. Okay, so his description of her is precious. Like I said, this is a cute-ass song. And we can be on the phone for 3 hours, not saying one word. And I would still cherish every moment. And when I start to build my future, she's the main component. Call it dumb, call it luck, call it love, or whatever you call it. But everywhere I go, I keep her picture in my wallet. Oh, remember them days? Now it's just pictures on a phone. But I keep her picture in my wallet like, here, take a look at my girlfriend. She's the only one I got. Ba-da-da-da. Not much of a girlfriend. I never seem to get a lot. Ba-da-da-da. And they just repeat that. Okay. All right. So let's discuss this song. Okay. So, I mean, the whole song sounds like puppy love, and the music that accompanies the lyrics is fun in a teenage, boy way. It's like, teeny boppy type song. Like I said, it's cute. It's cute as hell. But ain't it a diss too, though? And when I start to build my future, she's the main component. Okay, I would gush if I heard that. But the chorus, though, telling me I ain't much of a girlfriend? Like, how you gonna say you want to build your future with me, but I ain't much of a girlfriend? Then why are you telling your parents about me? Why are you complimenting me? Then dissing me. Are you playing games with me? Is this a love song or not? That's what I would be asking dude that sung this song to me. Because after reading the lyrics, I really don't think this is a love song. Do you? All right, let's take a break and return with music history with the Dixie Chicks.
Searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. Hey! The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
Thank you for listening to the GSMC Music Podcast. Now let's get into music history with the Dixie Chicks according to allmusic.com. So formed in 1989 as a Western-themed bluegrass band, the Dixie Chicks eventually became one of the most popular acts in contemporary country music, as well as the highest-selling female group in America. Beginning with 1998's Wide Open Spaces, they struck a balance between the commercial, radio-ready aesthetic of country pop and the rootsy sound of neo-traditionalist country, a combination that helped distinguish the trio from such concurrent stars as Shania Twain. The Dixie Chicks further distanced themselves from country's conservative boundaries as their career progressed, although their outspoken beliefs, specifically Natalie Maine's open criticism of the war in Iraq, which ignited a backlash in 2003, were sometimes voiced to the detriment of the band's sales. Nevertheless, the Dixie Chicks remained a compelling band in concert and on record, boasting 3-part harmonies and an instrumental prowess that was virtually unparalleled among similar groups. Sisters Marty and Emily Irwin were raised in Addison, Texas, a suburb town of the northern edge of Dallas. Both girls showed a talent for stringed instruments at an early age, with Marty mastering the fiddle and Emily learning the 5-string banjo. I told y'all, I love me some strings, especially a woman on them strings. Gets me every time. Following their high school graduation, the Irwins joined bassist Lauren Lynch and guitarist Robin Lynn Macy to form the Dixie Chicks, whose name was modeled after the Little Feat song Dixie Chicken. The group originally promoted a classic cowgirl image, wearing rhinestone-studded regalia and honing a mix of traditional country, folk, and bluegrass. The band members even paid homage to Roy Rogers' cowgirl co-star wife on the independent debut 1990's Thank Heavens for Dale Evans. As the decade progressed, however, the group's image and sound became more contemporary, often bridging the gap between country and pop music. The move toward a more contemporary sound began with 1992's Little Old Cowgirl, a transitional record whose new direction, aided in part by the contributions of several sidemen, including steel guitar legend Lloyd Maines, resulted in Macy's departure. With Lynch now handling lead vocals, the remaining trio resurfaced in 1993 with Shouldn't I Told You That. They signed with Sony's newly revived Monument imprint in 1995, but Lynch left the group shortly thereafter. According to a December 10, 1998 feature, the Dallas Observer, both she and Macy were victims of the Irwins' desire to foster a more youthful image. Soon named as Lynch's replacement was 21-year-old lead vocalist Natalie Maine's, Lloyd Maine's able-voiced daughter. The lineup switch brought with it a new contemporary wardrobe and equally modernized country sound. Still, few predicted the massive success of the Dixie Chicks. 1998 major label debut Wide Open Spaces, after the lead-off single I Can Love You Better became the group's first top 10 country hit. Both There's Your Trouble and the winsome title track rose to the top of the Hot Country Songs chart. Wide Open Spaces went quadruple platinum within its first year and eventually became the best-selling group album in country music history, earning a slew of Grammy and CMA awards along the way. Fly followed in 1999, immediately returning the Dixie Chicks to the upper reaches of the country charts with the lead single Ready to Run. Another smash hit was Goodbye Earl, which spun the tale of an abusive husband who died at the hands of his vengeful wife. Although the lyrics owned a good deal of black comedy, Goodbye Earl, as well as another song, Sin Wagon, whose lyrical touched upon Maine's desire to do a little mattress dancing, prove that the Dixie Chicks didn't always adhere to the conservative ideas of their country fan base. This outspoken attitude initially contributed to their success, but Maine's future comments about President George W. Bush would plunge the band into controversy in later years. The Dixie Chicks were now genuine superstars, and they joined the likes of Shakira, Mary J. Blige, Cher, and Celine Dion for the filming of VH1's Divas show in 2002. I totally forgot about Divas. That's right. 3 months later, they were back in the game with the release of their 6th album, which eschewed and polished sound of their recent work for a nostalgic bluegrass-based style. Home marked their first release of their own Sony imprint, Open Wide Records. There you go, girls. Keep that open wide. Keep that, get that Brandon. It also gave them their first 2 top 10 hits with the pop chart songs Long Time Gone and Landslide, a stirring cover of the Fleetwood Mac original. Top of the World Tour Live and its accompanying DVD arrived in 2003, capturing the band's strength as a live act. However, the Top of the World Tour also marked a turning point for the band. On opening night in London, Maine spoke out against the Iraq War, stating that the girls were ashamed to share their home state with President Bush. Many American fans lashed out in response, and the Dixie Chicks watched as country radio boycotted their latest album. Released in 2006, Taking the Long Way dealt with that backlash, which included death threats, group protests, and a chilly reception at the 2003 ACM Awards. With songs like Not Ready to Make Nice, which won 3 Grammy Awards and helped reestablish the group as a commercial force. The album itself netted an additional 2 Grammys, and Ready to Make Nice earned the Dixie Chicks their highest peak to date on the pop charts. Taking the Long Way only sold 2 million copies in America, though. A commercial letdown compared to the band's 3 previous albums, and the Dixie Chicks temporarily disappeared after the 2007 Grammy Awards. For several years, things were quiet in the Dixie Chicks camp. Sisters Emily Robinson and Marty McGuire eventually formed a new band, the Courtyard Hounds, and began making plans for an album release and accompanying tour. In March 2010, however, the Dixie Chicks announced a string of summer concerts alongside the Eagles and Keith Urban, prompting the Courtyard Hounds to counter their own tour. In September 2006, at the end of the frenzied media tour for the release of the Taking the Long Way album, the Dixie Chicks had recorded an intimate live set at the Los Angeles Theater as part of VH1's Storyteller series, and the performance was finally released on DVD and Blu-ray in 2011, further illustrating the trio's strength as a live act. The Dixie Chicks returned in 2013 for a series of concerts called the Long Time Gone Tour. This ran into 2014 and in 2015, and they embarked on the DCX MMXBI tour that extended into 2016. An album called this tour, also called DCX MMXBI, appeared in September 2017. And as I reported in the news segment in segment 1, they're teasing that they're working on an album right now. Now, I shared my love for all things strings, string instruments. I just remember that the Dixie Chicks were dope. Like, I wasn't too into them that era when they came out. I was like super heavily into not country. I don't think I really started to appreciate country until maybe after all their like Iraq backlash. But I remember that the songs that I heard of them, I really liked, and I do remember appreciating them, like thinking, okay, them chicks is dope. I totally, way more than anything, remember the backlash that they got about the Bush comment. And honestly, like, it was so hard. Like, they went so hard. Like, it didn't say it in this, but I believe that they even like crushed and killed in their CDs. Like, it was one of them things like that they did with NWA. Like, people were mad, and I didn't think they can bounce back from that. So it's really cool to see that they're still here. So yeah, kudos to the Dixie Chicks, and kudos to you for taking the time to listen to this GSMC music podcast brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. Until next time, I'm Gaelika Brown, the music lover constantly seeking positive music.
You've been listening to the Golden State Media Concepts Music Podcast, part of the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. You can find this show and others like it at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Download our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and Google Play. Just type in GSMC to find all the shows from the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network, from movies to music, from sports to entertainment, and even weird news. You can also follow us on Twitter and on Facebook. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed today's program.